Thousands of residents in the eastern region on Monday poured onto the streets to welcome the 2024 presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, when he stormed the region to commence his first phase of his campaign tour. Dr. Bawumia's day tour of the eastern region started from the Agyapong North constituency, where hundreds of residents besieged the principal streets to welcome the NPP leader, after which he had a breakfast meeting with the Christian clergy and the Muslim clerics in the region. During the meeting with the religious leaders, the 2024 presidential candidate of the NPP assured that if elected, he will be accountable to Ghanaians, stressing the need for a leader with credibility and a proven track record to address generational problems and corruption. Supporting his claims of impactful contributions as vice president, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia mentioned several policy initiatives aimed at promoting efficiency and reducing corruption.
Since I became vice president, under the authority of the president, I have championed and initiated a number of policies as vice president. These include the issuance of the Ghana card. The Ghana card as a travel document. Today, if you travel abroad and your passport gets lost, you can take a Ghana card and board a plane and come back to Ghana. Because we have brought it under the ICAO system. It has been certified. Today, when a child is born, their Ghana card number and their birth certificate number will be issued to them at the hospital. They don't have to go to the births and deaths to apply. Just as it's happening in Abrochire, that is how it's going to happen in Ghana. Today, Ghana has a digital property address system. I was in Italy, I think last week, in Rome, and my driver was getting lost. And I was asking him whether they don't have a digital address system that they are using. He was surprised that today in Ghana, if somebody gives you their digital address, you cannot get lost. Today, I was able to champion mobile money interoperability in Ghana. The Ghana card number, we have made it your TIN number, your NHIS number, and your SNIT number. Today, I was able to drive for us to have paperless ports, to digitalize the passport office, to have Ghana.gov, to have e-pharmacy, to bring zip-line drones for the delivery of medicines, to have no guarantor student loans. I initiated a policy for one constituency, one ambulance. I initiated a policy for Agenda 111, Sino-Hydro barter agreement, the provision of hydroxyurea for sickle cell patients under the NHIS, initiated Zongo Development Fund, the gold for oil policy, the system to tackle ghost names at the Controller and Accountant General, automation of the pre-mixed fuel distribution, purchase of ECG credit on your mobile phone, renewal of NHIS on your mobile phone, the National Rental Assistance Scheme, and the digitalization of our networking of our hospitals and networking of our hospitals. I've also pushed for the one student, one tablet initiative. So these are over 30 policy initiatives that by the grace of God, as Vice President, I have been able to do. So, if as Vice President I've been able to do all of this, then what will I be able to do if you give me the role of President of the Republic of Ghana?
According to him, the administration is determined to switch the nation's public transportation fleet to electric vehicles and revealed that Metro Mass Transit Company Limited is to receive the first 200 electric buses this year. Dr. Bawumia pledged that the government is dedicated to addressing the cost of living and improving the quality of life for Ghanaians. He urged them to vote for him in the upcoming general elections since he is not corrupt and will be accountable to them.
I have a compelling vision for Ghana. I have a compelling vision. My vision for Ghana is predicated on possibilities. I believe Ghana can become a very advanced and prosperous country. I believe in possibilities. The good book tells us that with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. So I am never intimidated. I aim high and I pray to God and I work hard and I believe Ghana can get us there. We have to reduce the cost of living in this country. And if you look at the cost of living, you have the issue of food prices, transport prices, electricity prices. These are major elements of the cost of living. And how am I proposing to do that? I want us to attain food security through the application of technology and irrigation to commercial large-scale farming. I want Ghana's public transport to move towards electric vehicles. Electric vehicles means that we are not going to be using fuel. We are using the electricity to drive the vehicles. The other reason why I want you to support me to become president is that for me, if I become president, you give me the chance to become president, you will have accountability from me. This is because I have a potential 8-year term. It means I will come back to you to ask for a mandate to continue. If you give me that, I will come. My opponent, if you give him the opportunity, he has only 4 years. Once you vote for him, he doesn't have to come back. He will go for honeymoon and you won't see him again. So, for me, I will come back to ask for your vote. And you ask me, you said you will do this. What have you done? I have to be accountable to you.
The NPP presidential candidate, on the way to the Eastern Regional Capital, made a stopover at Nkrankan, one of the communities in the Yilo Krobo constituency, a stronghold of the opposition National Democratic Congress, where he was heralded by the market women. On his entry into the akufo-addo municipality, the expectant and waiting crowd also received Dr. Bawumia with pomp as the cheers reverberated across the township to hail the arrival of the NPP presidential candidate and his team. Visibly excited by the support for its candidature, Dr. Bawumia headed to the akufo-addo market where he exchanged pleasantries with traders and drivers. The flag bearer of the NPP also met the royalty of the region at the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs to inform them of his mission and explain some of his proposed policies to them. Here are some excerpts of the interaction with the chiefs.
There are over 30 new initiatives that as Vice President I've been able to do. So, if as Vice President I've been able to help with all of these, then as President I believe I can do more for the country. Because my major opponent in this election, he was also Vice President before, and he was President as well. As Vice President, he cannot point to one initiative. I've asked him, and I've been waiting for a few years now for that answer. Give me one initiative that you did as Vice President. He didn't. There's no one policy initiative that you can associate with him as Vice President. There's not one social intervention that you can associate with him, policy initiative, even as President. So if as vice president I have started this way, say agrono besoa, say efrianepa. So magrono ashiase efrianepa. Enti nananom shiramia na agrono ebekosopa.
The Electoral Commission, EC, has described as untrue claims suggesting that the Commission only auctioned 10 of its obsolete 2012 biometric verification devices, BVDs. The Electoral Commission, in a statement published on its social media on Monday, April 29th, described the said claims as a deliberate misrepresentation of the Commission's 11-paragraph statement on the said matter, which was released on April 26, 2024. The EC, according to the statement, maintained that old and obsolete 2012 equipment was auctioned through legal processes, as was stated in paragraphs 3 and 4 of the statement, adding that the Commission will in due course release all documentation on the auction to the public. The EC on April 26, 2024, reacting to speculations regarding the disposal of some obsolete BVDs, indicated that the said obsolete BVDs were auctioned legally. The said statement was signed by Mr. Fred Tete, Deputy Director in charge of Research, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Commission. The earlier statement said the auction was conducted transparently and all legal procedures were strictly adhered to. It said proceeds from the auction were duly deposited in the Consolidated Fund. The Electoral Commission came out with a said press release after its Greater Accra Regional Director of the Commission was informed of some BVDs having been found at Medina. The Greater Accra Regional Director reported the incident to the police, who sent a team to the recycling plant and retrieved 10 devices upon inspection. They were found to be old and obsolete 2012 BVDs which had been legally auctioned to a recycling company.